Those are going on. They're actually wrapping up today. We're here in New York City. Kyle Brandt, Nate Burleson, myself, Kay Adams, looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of hype around them last year at this time. But let's take a look at their offseason activity right now. They added kind of a big fish.
Oh, yeah. JPP. Vinny Curry, too. Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, guys, this is a question more pertinent to this breakfast table. Is Jason Licht our favorite GM? Now, we love Dimitrov.
We do.
We love Leslie. We love Belichick. We love a lot of them. But Jay Licht, he may be the GOAT.
Jay Lazy.
Dimitrov has a piece of my heart.
Dimitrov's totally legit. He has a claim to the throne.
He does.
I'm throwing in with Jason Licht. That's my guy.
Triggs with Jason Licht
Light it
right
up.
now talking about what they're going to do with that number 7 overall pick. I've never been more happy that Jason Licht does not have an IFB in his ear to hear us wax poetic about
Exactly.
it.
So for Kay, amazing to me. And if you're watching at home, Jason can't hear exactly what they're saying in the studio, but I can. So there's a discussion of who's the show's favorite GM, and you might have been on the most times and had the most fun with us. And now here we are at their league meeting, another calendar year in the league, a 2018 season. And who comes out swinging with a big trade a couple weeks ago but Jason Licht, bringing on Jason Pierre-Paul. Take us through that move and how JPP ended up going from being a Giant to a Buccaneer.
Started back at Indy. It's kind
Combine.
Combine. It was more of a thought. You can back it up even months before that. John Spytek and Rob McCartney, the guys back in the office, Mike Beal, put together a kind of a wish list of guys, and you didn't know if they were going to become available, but Jason Pierre-Paul was at the top of that. And at the Combine, made a phone call to Dave Gettleman. He and I had a relationship, and what started off as a thought, kind of picked up steam, and it became reality. And man, I was pretty pumped after it got done. Yeah.
And he comes in, and I watched a press conference, and JPP's focused. He's hungry. He's going back home to South Florida. Like, what was it like having him in the building? And if you're a Buccaneers fan watching at home saying, okay, what are we getting from this guy? What are the expectations from Jason Pierre-Paul?
I had never really spent a whole lot of time around him. Back it up to the Combine when he came out, spent time with him.
Sure.
But that's the last time I've been around him. And I just forgot how much charisma he has. I mean, he was jacked up, man. He was really excited. It was like a homecoming for him.
Yeah.
He said, when he got the call, he was a little shocked at first that because Giants, Dave Gettleman and I kept it very quiet. He was shocked at first, but then he was very excited that played college there, and he was actually in Tampa 2 days before the trade got executed. So it's kind of a homecoming.
Homecoming it is. He was a guy who played at the University of South Florida. So here we are, and we have this talk about Odell Beckham and whether the Giants are going to do it. But very quietly, the Buccaneers, same draft class, took Mike Evans a couple picks beforehand, and you guys got an extension done. How important was it to keep Mike Evans in that pewter color and to keep him with the Buccaneers?
I think it's important for all of our young guys, our core guys, to lock them up just at some point here, just to kind of show, by doing Mike, by doing Cam Brate, it shows them, hey, it doesn't matter where you get drafted, if you're an undrafted guy, if you're the 7th overall pick, if you're performing, we're going to pay you.
We're going to pay you. We're going to take care of you. We're going to keep continuity. One of the things you guys did in free agency, and anyone can watch this from home, you had Vinny Curry, you had Bo Allen, you had Ryan Jensen. These are tough, nasty guys. Mitch Unrein. These are nasty guys in the trenches. I assume that was by design. I assume that was the plan. Buccaneers are going to be a little bit tougher in 2018.
It was. We wanted to add more toughness to our team. We already have some tough guys, but we want to get more, guys with resiliency, guys with passion, guys that are competitors. And all these guys were either late-round picks or undrafted guys that overperformed or outperformed where they were drafted or picked. And, they have chips on their shoulders. They don't have the 5-star virus. They, they want to continue to maybe earn another paycheck. So,
yeah, and Jensen out of CSU Pueblo, a 6th-round pick, the highest-paid center in the league. And what did you see in him that was such an important priority to bring him aboard?
Just one of the more competitive, just tough centers, gritty. Just the way his play style was it was more fun watching him than just about anybody offensive lineman I've done over the last 10 years.
Wow.
So he's just a fun guy to watch just because of his play style.
And great red hair. 7th overall pick. Here we are, top 10 selection. You're the general manager. Everyone's talking quarterback up top, which means that there's a very good chance one of the top players, you guys don't need a quarterback, could fall to you at 7. How do you guys discuss what's the priority and maybe how you build your draft board as we're a month out?
Well, first of all, we're very lucky that we have the 7th pick. We want to be the 32nd pick moving forward. But there are more than 7 players that we would love to have. So we're sitting in a good spot. We're going to get a good player. But right now we're looking at trade back scenarios, who's going to be there at different spots in the draft, trade up scenarios, what's it going to take. I've gotten some calls already on our pick. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but it's going to be interesting to see how many of those quarterbacks go. If my spot at 7 or somebody else's spot at 5, 6, what's the sweet spot right there that people are going to try to come up
and we've said this on our show that the 6 and 7 spot, you and the Colts right now, you got to think Jameis Winston and Andrew Luck are pretty safe with their jobs. It makes your pick very, very valuable if there is a slide on quarterbacks, which makes you guys maybe the turning point in the draft. It could be very interesting. All right, as we wrap up, Jason, we've got our friends back there in New York. They were saying that you're the favorite GM on the show. What's your message to the Good Morning Football crew back in New York and maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans watching at home?
Well, first of all, thanks for all your support that you guys give us. And no offense, but Kay is probably our favorite on your show.
She is, yep. She's the best.
Just kidding. And, we're just looking forward to a much more improved year this year, and we're looking forward to, kicking ass this year.
Kicking ass. I think kicking ass is good. And this is what we want to hear. It's the start of the new year, and if you're a Buccaneers fan, you have to love what you guys have done already. The draft is right around the corner. Jason Licht, always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for your candor, and thanks for being such a fan of the show, and also a friend of the show.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys. Back
Jason
to you.
Licht.
Put your lighters
Great
up.
Stuff. I take back everything I said about Thomas Dimitroff. Love Jason Licht.
Lighters up for Jason.
Schrags,
free
first
bird.
of all, let's give it up to Peter Schrager for crushing it with these GMs, asking the questions, getting some insight into what they're going to do. I mean, number 7, I love just hearing Jason say we're going to get a good player. This thing with the quarterbacks at the front of the draft is going to help them land a great one.
I think so, too. And Schrager's nailing CSU Pueblo as an alma mater for a player. But I will say this, even before the draft, I know that last year we crowned the Bucs for winning the offseason, getting all these flashy players, Deshaun and whatnot. I like their offseason this year better. We're talking about 3 D linemen and an O lineman. Guys, last year when they were getting Deshaun and weapons, the Jaguars were bringing in Calais and Marcel Darius. The Vikings were redoing their offensive line. Yeah. Look how that worked out. I know it's not as cool in fantasy. It's not as flashy.
That's a take right
I'm telling you right now, those guys bringing in the pillars, D linemen, O linemen, that is going to work out better than them.
History repeats itself. When I tell you about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who won a world title, it's the first thing that comes to mind.
D-line.
There you go.
That's it, Nate.
Jason Licht saying he does not want to be picking at number 7 ever again. He wants that 32
I like that
spot,
soundbite.
making some moves, shoring up some positions that might let that happen. All right.